In any global city, public transportation is the beating heart that keeps everything in motion. It connects people, drives economic growth, and shapes the city's future. Without it, the city's pulse would falter and its potential would remain untapped. "20 years ago, Prasarana Malaysia Berhad stepped up to the plate, taking on the monumental task of transforming Kuala Lumpur's public transport system. Established in 2004, Rapid KL, a Prasarana service brand, was tasked with overcoming multiple challenges faced by the former Star and Putra LRT lines. Undaunted, Rapid KL set out on its mission to create a unified and efficient public transport system for Greater Kuala Lumpur. One of Rapid KL's first major milestones was its integration of the two unconnected Masjid Jamek stations it inherited into one cohesive hub. That endeavour marked the beginning of Rapid KL's commitment towards making public transportation more user-friendly and accessible.
And when we look back about what has been done and achieved, it's been significant. We have seen a tremendous improvements in terms of availability and services in ridership, but making sure as well that Kuala Lumpur is able then to reach its potential as a global city, and the role of public transport is absolutely important.
In 2009, Rapid KL took another major leap forward with the introduction of 4 car train sets for its Kelana Jaya LRT line. Then, in 2016, Rapid KL expanded its footprint significantly, adding 17.7 kilometers of track and 11 new stations to the Ampang and Sri Petaling lines. 1 year later, Rapid KL started operating the Kajang MRT line, which quickly developed into a crucial east-west artery. In 2023, it began managing the full operations of the entire Putrajaya line, the first phase of which opened in 2022. Despite Rapid KL's remarkable growth, its journey has encountered several challenges. None was more daunting than the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, which saw ridership plummet and trains and buses fall silent. Then, just as recovery began to take shape, a collision on the Kelana Jaya line 1 year later brought about a severe test of public confidence.
Government was obviously concerned, disappointed it has happened. My task, when I came in at that time, just after the accident, was to ensure that we do not face or have that terrible situation again. The government's mandate at that time was that to make sure our operations are on par to gain the trust of the public.
Prasarana's swift and decisive response, which focused on improving operational reliability and safety, significantly decreased the number of disruptions.
2022 was a difficult year, where more than 200 cases, or about 50 disruptions in a year for each line. We have managed to reduce it to about 20 to 30 in 2023, but this year we want to reduce it to instance between 15 to 20 at the most.
Prasarana appears to have been rewarded for its efforts, with public confidence enhanced, as shown by ridership numbers rebounding to pre-pandemic levels. By connecting communities and providing reliable access to the city, Rapid KL has stimulated economic growth, increased property values, and created thousands of jobs.
Our staff numbers have grown. 20 years ago, if not mistaken, 4,000 to 5,000. We are now a company of 13,000 staff, and a lot of it are frontliners. So the importance of Prasarana becoming an artery for Kuala Lumpur and to reduce congestion on the road.
Additionally, Prasarana is focused on providing innovative solutions to improve accessibility and bridge the crucial first and last mile connectivity gap for commuters.
And more recently, and which we have recently launched, the system we call demand responsive transit. It was an idea that was mooted in Prasarana to test out how can we make sure that it's easier for the customers to plan the journey. We started last year with 3 vans, and the response was enormously positive. We decided then to purchase 150 for this year. And in our discussion with Ministry of Finance, and they believed that this is the right solution, they gave additional funding to buy 300 vans.
Plans are also afoot to upgrade to an open payment system and implement smart technologies, all of which is geared towards making public transport more user-friendly and efficient.
Ultimately, we serve the rakyat, and that's all seen from the ridership, which has now reached pre-COVID, and we expect to go higher this year. We are reaching 1.2 million passengers a day. This is very satisfying because it serves the nation of people. people of Malaysia, and Kuala Lumpur particularly.
Rapid KL is more than just a transportation provider. It's the artery that keeps Kuala Lumpur moving. The mission isn't just about reflecting on the past 20 years, but about forging ahead to strengthen these vital connections, reduce congestion, and ensure that the pulse of this city continues to beat with vitality. Hannah Kam, FMT Business.